Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is a glorious Tuesday, April 11th. It's 2023. It's 8:55 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. And sorry, no webcam today. Having a little bit of trouble with it. But anyway, we got all the important stuff. So, BitcoinDailyView.com. Got more for you there as always. Looking at the crypto universe in squares here at Coin 360, as we can see in general, it's a green day. Sol doing incredible. Solana, way to make a comeback there. BNB making a good move back to where it should be. Wrapped BTC means that people are probably doing stuff on Pancake Swap and such like that. Looks like a decentralized exchange is doing some stuff there. Else, why would you be using wrapped BTC? Anyway, BTC over 30,000, coming in at 30,221 today, up 6% last 24 hours. Dominance at 46%. That's a beautiful, nice spot for the dominance to be. All starting to take off. All right, now looking at 1 hour recs, liquidations are at 1.6 million. That's good. People aren't trying too hard to long or short this uncertain pumping market. Last 24 hours, 173 million in recs, and that actually is a bit high. So I'll show you as we move along. Some people definitely did get wrecked yesterday for sure. Looking at Bitcoin trading volume explicitly, it's coming in at 7.4 billion. That's kind of, you know what, given recent trends, that's about good. It's about good. All right, looking at FinViz in general, the indexes are uncertain today. Dow up 0.36, NASDAQ down 0.5, and S&P up 0.005. Looking at the S&P 500 a little bit closer, Microsoft and Amazon both getting kicked in the ass. Tesla having a good day, though. And, well, enough about that. So let's keep on rocking. Here we go. Now, here's a 15-minute chart. This will be yesterday here. And right here, this bunch of shorts got wrecked and this bunch of shorts that got wrecked. I think I saw like one $3 million short get wrecked here. And then like one $5 million short get wrecked here. And all I could think to myself is, what are you doing? I mean, the market I would not have certainty to be shorting that much money or at all. Anyway, I'm amazed. I'm amazed at the people who've got so much money and just freaking liquidated. I'm like, what in the heck, Anyway, looking at the top exchanges here, like the top 20 exchanges, all up, many over 100% in volume last 24 hours. You can see the 7-day graph, big pickup. We're early in the week, so this is a good thing. Nice, beautiful volume. Since Bitcoin trading volume is not really high, I would say this is definitely alts, because this is basically spot trading pairs. Looking at derivatives, longs and shorts with leverage on Binance up 100% last 24 hours, coming in at 57 billion. And that is pretty darn sweet. It's good. It's a good spot for it to be. That isn't too much. So I don't think that Binance, the other exchanges, will wipe out those longs and shorts. Looking at Bitcoin right now in the top 100, Bitcoin coming in at 30,211. I'll take it. Alts in general, these top 100 starting to do really, really well. Render, RNDR up 20%. Ethereum Classic 6.2, Solana up 15%. I kind of like that. So anyway, a lot of alts doing really, really well. Injective, INJ up 12%. That was a nice player, made people some money. We'll check out Solana before we get outs to here. All right, so in general, looking good. All right, looking at longs versus shorts bias for Bitcoin last 24 hours, it's 38% long, 61% short. The sentiment on Binance, I do think, tends to lead the day. And I would say if it's that biased towards short, be ready for a retrace at some point, okay? I myself sold the top yesterday. I was like, enough of this. I'll take my chances. Big news is right here. This is a Fibonacci sequence that I've done many times, going way back to March of 2020. We hit the 3K range up to our all-time high. Now, if you look, something wonderful has happened, all right? We hung out way too long down here, bouncing off and flirting with below the 786 fib level. Eventually, finally made a move, got above the 200 and 314, came down, challenged that 200 after breaking through the 314. Now we made a nice bounce, and where are we? We spend some time here in the 618 golden pocket? We certainly did. We just broke above it. That's Lambo land. And check this out. If you do note, looking at recent highs, okay, well, they're quite a while ago actually, but still looking at recent highs, there's definitely something to be said for this. There is some support and resistance right where I think we've kind of broken through. So I really think to some extent we have challenged and we're breaking above, we're at least playing with, an area of previous support and resistance right above the 618 there. So this is really, really wonderful stuff. Also, I wanted to note that it's not always positive, but often enough it is. The 200 moving average here has a beautiful tangent upwards on the daily chart. That's always a powerful thing. So that tangent of the 200 moving average is positive. Okay, I like that. And also, what else is it getting ready to do? It's getting ready to pop above the 314 moving average. That cross tends to be positive, not always, but especially with the chart set up the way it is right now. I think that's going to be a groovy thing when the 200 passes over the 314. I bet you we'll see some good stuff happen then. So anyway, are we going to keep this? Are we not going to keep it? We'll find out. We'll definitely find out. Looking at a 4-hour chart here, what's Bitcoin going to do? Let me actually clear this thing out a little bit here. Boom. On a 4-hour chart, you can see that we are well above the 200 and the 314. And like I say, I think if we pull enough time in here, you can kind of see where Bitcoin is definitely hitting a spot where there's been previous support and resistance. So I think that let's see if we can hold this. It would make sense to me if we do. And then of course, looking at the 45-minute chart here. Sorry if I'm missing some of my indicators. My trading view subscription expired, and I'm really wondering about just using minimalistic charts until the next, Good Friday sale where it's like 50%, because this dumbass thing is expensive and I'm tired of paying for it. So I might just go minimalistic. And you know what? There's something about barbaric minimalistic trading with just like 2 moving averages and the squeeze indicator, and that's all you got. You know what I mean? Like just getting primal. I mean, getting back to slide rules and abacuses, and you know what I mean? Like seriously. So anyway, a little bit nuts, but anyway, just thinking I might just go primal until the next sale, because be honest with you, right now I'm broke. I actually have had I can't afford it. So anyway, 45-minute chart here. As you can see, we're finding some nice sideways action. I do like it. Let's go back to the 4-hour chart, and if it will let me, I'm not sure if it'll even let me actually nix this ATR cave. Let's fire up the Keltner bands. Will it let me? Come on, Keltner bands. Oh man. Okay, let me nix this. Let me turn that off. What if I kill these? Then can I see it? Anyway, I've got to remake some charts that are very minimalistic, so they let me, so that the basic package lets me do it. And don't worry, it'll be fun. We're going to get primal together. My guess is, I bet you if I had the Keltners are probably looking something like this right now. I bet you that'd be the top one, and the bottom would be here, and then the top band would kind of look something like it would fill in like that. You know what I mean? The bottom band would kind of fill in like this, if I was to guess my 4-hour Keltners. So my especially with everybody shorting on Binance at this point, the bias being short, I think most likely this is good enough. I think maybe Bitcoin will make 30K its new high, and hold it, but it wouldn't surprise me if it came back down to at least 29 or so before it continued up or did anything. But I think right now, especially with looking at the 4-hour candles here, if we do the candles by Sam, as you can see, when you get the bodies of candles line up and you have 3 or more bodies of candles being consecutively positive, 1, 2, 3, more than 3, you got 4. You have 4 purple candles consecutive, as in the bodies line up perfectly. They don't overlap. Well, of course, the wicks do overlap, but the bodies of the candles do not. The 4-hour candle, that is an amazing amount of energons. And now we're seeing some nice sideways action. Looks like on a daily chart, you can see it's hanging out previous support and resistance. Are we going to start doing a nice, at this point now, are we going to start doing something like a nice, maybe sideways range between 30K and 28K or something like that? It would not surprise me. I definitely could see the big money moving in and just selling the top and buying the bottom. definitely. And occasionally, creating a little bit of like liquidity, like to wipe the longs and shorts so they can scoop up all the sweet Bitcoin. Definitely, I could see that. Now, with that said, sorry, Solana, Sol, USDT. You can play it on Binance or KuCoin, so you definitely can play it wherever you might happen to be. You're going to be on one of them. Binance US, Bybit, gosh, Coinbase. So you can text your grandma, hey, get in on Solana. Also Bittrex, but do note Bittrex actually is dumping US customers, it appears, because they're tired of the regulation. They tried to play the game, but they just couldn't. So they're kind of gonna they're leaving, from what I understand, becoming an international exchange, changing the way they're done. I think they might move offshore. If I'm totally off on my story, sorry about that, but I believe that's what's happening from what I've been seeing in the news. Solana, Bittrex, nice little Seattle exchange. They're out of here because America's a pain in the ass. Anyway, okay, so Solana, as we can see right where it's at right now here on the 4-hour chart, you can definitely see that we are playing with previous support and resistance from the past. Is it going to break above that? It very, very well might. Let's see what we got here. Let me use this one here. All right, perfect. Okay, let me use my daily chart. Let's go to a 4-hour chart here. Let's get some moving averages. Okay, yeah, definitely. So we broke above the 200 to 314. We're really far from the 8 moving average, so we're probably going to see a retrace. We're hanging out here definitely with previous support and resistance on here. Are we going to keep going? Gosh, sorry, I'm missing some indicators. I got to make new more minimalistic chart templates here that have at least the squeeze indicator on them. But it looks like we're starting to trail off here, so just be careful. It pushed really hard. I think it's got to retrace a little bit. I would just kind of do, I think Solana very well may keep going. I would do like a fib from here and see, look at that. The .382 would be the 200 moving average. It might even go down to the .5. Would not surprise me. The 618 kind of comes into play. I would watch this thing. I definitely think we could see some further movement from Solana. It's a real player. I would not write it off yet. I think we're going to see a retrace and maybe a continuation. Let's look at Doge versus USDT on the 4-hour chart. Doge, okay, I did a fib sequence on this thing yesterday or a day or so before. Boom, let me extend that out a little bit here and see where we're at. Yeah, we kind of went to the 618. I'm sorry, the 786. And slowly moving up, got rejected by the 618 golden pocket, but we are staying above the 314, the 200. I mean, we'll see what happens. It kind of pumped on Elon using it for Twitter, making it the replacing the little Twitter bird with. But I think maybe we've seen what that's going to do. I think maybe we're done with that pump. That's probably it. I mean, I could try a fib from down here, and that's a little bit more hopeful. Maybe we are kind of seeing a move above the .5 fib if I go back and fib it like this, but really until it actually kind of maybe comes down and tests and then continues moving, I'm not too sure if I'd get in on it. I will say something that I do like seeing is that it's not too far from the 8 moving average, though the 200 and the 314. The 314 and the 200 are right here playing with the golden pocket. So let's see what happens. I think it's kind of out of energons. Is there anything else we want to look at? Let's just say no and keep this moving. All right. The SPX today, the S&P 500. Something I like that I'm seeing is S&P 500 has been on the daily chart here. It's been moving up, moving up, moving up. It dumped out, but then, of course, it started moving again. And check it out. It found a little bit of resistance. It also even got into, for a brief amount of time here, it got back into that upwards channel. I have noticed that when things have an upwards channel and then like they lose it, they go potty, then they actually come back and get in it and find support. That is usually a Lambo move. I have found that to be very powerful, and oftentimes it actually will be kind of a W pattern for win. Okay, just saying. I know it's kind of out there, big eclectic, but go with me. I've been abducted by aliens many times, and they gave me special implants. I can read charts. Like just kidding. That's not true. They didn't give me implants. Anyway, but with that said, let's see what happens. S&P looking really, really great. You're going to see a lot of articles. I've been seeing lots of news about, has Bitcoin broken from the traditional market, broken from the S&P? It would look like it, and I would show you two side by side right now, but I can't because I'm using the basic chart package. If you want to help me out, go to bitcoindailyview.com, buy me a coffee. If people buy me a few coffees, I'll get my better package back. Anyway, with that said, S&P 500 is really, 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 really looking inspiring right now. I like what I'm seeing. This is good. Let's real quick look at the DXY. Okay, boom, DXY. Let me get rid of this stuff here. DXY, it's been on it's a red candle today for the DXY on the daily, which is nice. It's probably why the market's doing well. It's below the 200 and the 314 where it belongs. That's just wonderful. I like it. So anyway, DXY not too powerful today. Gold. Let's do these like this because I can show it to you this way. Gold, green candle, continues moving up. Nice strong chart today. Silver. Green chart looks good, both above important moving average. I love what I'm seeing. Something I noticed earlier, U.S. oil spot that I like to look at. It's something I saw which gives me a little bit of happiness here. Is there was talk about oil going back to $100 a barrel, and it very well may, and it may even do it quickly. We'll see. It's really all conjecture, but we did have the initial, oh my gosh, oil is going to go sky high. Well, it did. But look what it did. It went right back up here to the area where the big money is swing trading it, and then it stopped pumping, and it's beginning to find some sideways velocity. So, most likely, in my opinion, unless, the world governments can find a way to do something incredibly stupid, more so than they have been doing recently, which is they never stop impressing. We're probably going to just see a continuation like this. So that's just my take on it. We will hope that we don't see something like this. I think people were freaked out because the holiday, the Easter holiday, they because it was a holiday, they cranked gas prices, and I think people were getting a little bit hesitant. But anyway, so don't sweat it. Now we're gonna rock through this real quick. Okay, I will not bore you guys. I promise 2 weeks to pump. Sure. I hope so. I've heard a lot of, just to have fun. I mean, I cannot back this up, but I've heard just from some wild arcane sources that the 14th, like the 14th to the 18th, somewhere in there, like give or take a day after tax time. I think the 18th it's like the 14th is the let's see when are taxes due. They're due the April 15th, but I think that April 15th this year is on a, look at my calendar here. April 14th is on a Friday, so 15, 16 would just, like I say, 14th, the weekend of the 14th and the weekend of the 14th, which is this Friday is the 14th, Saturday is the 15th. Don't be surprised if over the weekend we see a crazy Bitcoin pump. No facts to back that up. Just I've heard from some just wild clandestine, super nutty, secret space program, crazy astrologer type people that we're going to see a Bitcoin insane move. Anyway, that's not financial advice. That's pure conjecture, high octane speculation based on things that crazy people that I know have told me. All right. So with that said, let's move on. France has already surrendered to the coming conflict. Well, here's the thing. France, Macron went over to China, hung out with what's this guy's name? Xi Jinping, is that what it is? G. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. This dude. Okay, went to go hang out with him, and it was okay. But basically, Macron on the way out, I think actually when he came back, he made the statement that basically we need to not be just the West's pawn and because our greatest trading partner really is China. The BRICS, I mean, we are part of Europe. I mean, like, we gotta lay off this crap, and so basically, Germany wanted to not play the game, and according to Seymour Hersh, allegedly, we know the four people that blew up the pipeline, and I think that we really freaked the world out with that. And Macron, basically, they're going to roll the guillotines out soon if the European economy doesn't start moving again. I mean, he kind of is pretty much surrendered, you might say, as in he's like, look, the BRICS, that's the party to be a part of. I mean, we're like, Germany didn't want to sacrifice itself for, America's proxy war in Ukraine, and France doesn't want to. It's not so much a matter of want. I think they would like to. Olaf Scholz over there in Germany and Macron, I mean, they don't care about the people of these countries that they supposedly are, representing, that they are supposed to be taking care of. They don't care, but I think basically they just can't keep their government solvent. So, Macron went over to hang out with Xi Jinping, and he was like, "Yo, bro, we're coming off our nonsense. Let's just trade. Do you got any oil, by the way? Do you got like natural resources? Can you like manufacture things? Like, let's start doing business again. I miss you, bro." Anyway, and so Europe must resist pressure to become America's bitch. Followers, says Macron. And it ain't because he's a nice guy. It's because they're rolling up that big old structure with the big blade on it pretty soon. He's not going to be able to hold power any more than Olaf Scholz over there is. And it was very funny as what's her name? Van der Leyen, the EU, was it like Prime Minister EU? Forget what she does, but she showed up in China, and at least with Macron, they actually kind of like met him and gave him the proper welcome. They just pretty much Van der Crazy, she just had to show up and like just be like a regular passenger. She had to go like when she left, she went to the airport, and it was like she had to like show her passport, get on a plane. I mean, it was like no. The idea was that China was saying, like, look, at least Macron, he's a elected, allegedly, leader. Van der Crazy, you're just a nut, and we're not going to give you any special treatment. Get your dumb ass back on the plane, show them your passport, and go away. You can get in line with everybody else. No special treatment from you, because EU, you're kind of history. Anyway, with that said, one of the big deals here, and I think why we're seeing Macron go over there, is yuan displacing dollar on Moscow exchange. I know it's the Moscow exchange, but still, that's a big deal. So it's the Bank of Shanghai, the Shanghai exchange. So dig this, the Chinese currency, the yuan, now has the largest share by volume in Forex trading. The share of the Chinese yuan on the Moscow exchange hit an all-time high in March. The Bank of Russia, CBR, reported in a monthly financial market overview published on Monday. Anybody who thinks that small potatoes and doesn't matter, look, we got Macron going over there and pretty much, French kissing Xi Jinping's ass, so it does matter. Here's a big one here. Whole Foods closes its flagship San Fran store due to employee safety concerns. This one's hitting all over. This is really becoming an international story, definitely a national story, and it really is the story of San Francisco. Unfortunately, it's very, very sad. I lived in California a lot of my life, never really in the Bay Area, but a world power, San Francisco, now is such a crime-ridden shithole. Even in a nice area, it can't have a Whole Foods because people, well, they can walk in and take whatever they want, up to $900. They just straight up walk out with shopping carts full of stuff after they poop in the salad bar. So that's actually true. I'm not making that up. Either part of that, I mean it. Anyway, so Macron is like, hey, Xi Jinping, we're tired of being America's, you know what I'm talking about. I'm tired of being America's, because they can't even have a salad bar in a nice city anymore without somebody pooping in it. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., will he actually run as a DNC person, or will he get cheated out like Bernie did, and then running as an independent and pretty much having no chance? But I will read this because I think it's very powerful. The DNC is already demonizing him But the Kennedys have a magical power. Robert Kennedy here, he did right exposing Fauci, like the real Fauci, and he certainly does know who killed his dad. So check this out. He speaks a pure prophecy right here. The collapse of the U.S. influence over Saudi Arabia and the kingdom's new alliances with China and Iran are painful emblems of the abject failure of neocon strategy of maintaining U.S. global hegemony with aggressive projections of military power. China has displaced the American empire by deftly projecting instead economic power. Over the past decade, our country has spent trillions bombing roads, ports, bridges, and airports. China has spent the equivalent building the same across the developing world. The Belt and Roads Initiative is a big, big deal. Don't let anyone tell you that's small potatoes. It ain't. My little caveat there. The Ukraine war is the final collapse of the neocon short-lived American century, kind of like the 1,000-year right. You know, the neocon projects in Iraq. The neocon projects in Iraq and Ukraine have cost $8.1 trillion. Hollowed out our middle class, made a laughingstock of the U.S. military power and moral authority. I'll add especially to that. Pushed China and Russia into an invincible alliance. Don't forget Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Brazil and India, and one of these days, pretty darn soon, Syria and Palestine. But I'll get back to the article here. The Invincible Alliance destroyed the dollar as the global currency. That's done. Cost millions of lives and done nothing to advance democracy or win friendships or influence. America's number one and only export at this time, I'm saying this, not him, is misery. Okay, with that said, this is a great one. I won't share it. This is basically the Duran. You either follow these guys or you don't. Very, very good stuff if you don't follow the Duran. I'll just share this real quick here. If you're not following Alex, the Duran is what he's a part of, but just if you follow him, his daily updates are really great if you want amazing geopolitical analysis daily of the world and stuff. I did an interview just the other day with Frank Jacob. Light activists, choose your timeline. This was a great interview. We chatted. It was a wonderful time. It was truly, truly great. If you got an hour or so, you can listen to it in the background. This is absolutely cosmic, far out, eclectic stuff. I just cannot praise this enough. It's one of our best interviews. I had a great time. It truly was a wonderful experience. Check this out if you'd like. It's over at Radiant Creators. There's the link. And with that said, that's about it, guys. That's about it, really. This morning, definitely, I got my wish this morning. Actually, more of it was like yesterday. I love the smell of wrecked shorts. Smells like victory. And I think the day of the short might be coming to a close. I think the world's changing. We're going to see what Bitcoin does. I really do think Bitcoin might be. Bitcoin is on fire. BTC versus USDT here on Binance. I think we're finding here on the 4-hour chart. I think we're finding some sideways. Sorry about that. I think here on the 4-hour chart, we're finding some sideways action. I really do. We're above the 200 and the 314, probably right above the Keltner bands right now. A little bit far from the moving 8. Probably going to see some sideways, but I bet you that we'll probably, maybe see sideways with a little bit of ranging action, catch back to the moving 8, and then basically we'll see if it's an up or a down. We'll find out what happens. But with that said, guys and gals, for every Bitcoin Stash you own, you make the world a better place. It is an absolute bet on it is an optimistic statement and bet. It's putting your money where your mouth is. It's putting foot to your prayer. It's programming God to create the universe that you want to see. So thank you for being a Bitcoin truth seeker. Thank you for the optimism. The world truly needs it right now because it is run by ass clowns. So with that said, take care.